What's up? It's Emmett, and I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and I personally have also been upset that I haven't posted a video because my webcam and my editing program just like haven't been clicking with YouTube. So hopefully this uploads, and it's gonna be really short because I think the problem is I'm making them too long. Um, so I came back from college and applied for a bunch of jobs, and didn't get a bunch of calls back. I got just like none for the first 3 weeks actually. And then I applied for a huge job that's like 8 to 4:30 every day, almost 40 hours a week, and I finally got that, but that was through like connections of my parents. But while I was job searching, I actually got pretty dysphoric and I was upset. Um, because my birth gender and my social security number and all that and my birth name were on all the applications, and I knew that I'd be working and have to like not come be out or like come out and stuff like that. So yeah, and I was also whatever. But it was stupid for me to think that people weren't hiring me because it didn't all match up and whatever. So that happened. What else have I done? So I finally have a job now, and that's cool. I'm working a lot. I'm working 8 to 4:30 every day, and then around 5:30 I start at my other job, which is like some little. It's like an ice cream shop. Ben and Jerry's like job, but it's okay. It's like such a nice relief after working at the hospital doing customer service stuff all day. Anyway, what else is going on? I went to a trans meeting. The program that my mom goes to for parents had a youth night and or youth meeting in the Monday morning on Sunday. It was transactive, and I went and it was cool. Nobody really showed up except for one other youth. She was really awesome, M to F, and she was just like 12 years old and like the most mature, confident person I've met. And I hope that when I go back, I think it's every month, so I hope when I go back, she's there because it was really cool. Um, and just to see the two communities connect because the head administrator of the whole thing was a really successful trans woman, and there was another one, um, another head administrator who was a trans woman, and then there was a trans guy there, and a cisgendered woman who does counseling. So yeah, it was really awesome. And they were all able to come out and share their stories because not that many people showed up, so it was kind of like this group. And even though they were the heads of it, they were really joined in. Um, and they really pushed me. They asked a lot of good questions and then like probed me for better answers if I didn't really like the problem. I guess with friends or parents or I guess coworkers or anything like that is I'm really easily like pushed over, and I kind of don't want to push any boundaries and make people have to like alter their lives to accommodate me, and that's a problem with my transition because obviously I haven't really asked anyone to use male pronouns. So when I told them, I'm not really using male pronouns, they were like, oh, like, and they were like, do you want to? And I was like, yeah. So what's cool is that they're like pushing to use them, and I don't have to like work too hard for that. The odd thing though is that I don't turn around. It's kind of like when I first changed my name, um, and I wasn't really responding that easily to it. Like they were referring to me like, "Oh yeah, he goes to college and blah blah blah," and I like wasn't paying attention. And I didn't really notice they were talking about me, and then I finally realized, and I was like, "Oh right," because I've been going by female pronouns just because I like grew up with that and all this stuff, and it also keeps my genderqueer identity big because like if my appearance and my mannerisms and everything is masculine, and then my pronouns are feminine, and it just like I like that queer identity still, but I think like it's kind of yeah. Coming back to Portland was really good because I realized that this whole like queer butch woman side of me that I was like afraid I was gonna just like leave behind was never really there to begin with. Like it was more the community here. You look at it, and yeah, there's a lot of queer women, but I was never in the scene. I was never really identifying like that. I've never really participated. Anyway, I've said this in my videos before, but it was really good to come home and just reassure myself of that, like, that I wasn't just doing it based on the really, really heteronormative, straight environment I was living in New York. So, yeah. The meeting was really good. They also asked about puberty, which was a really good thing. I haven't really talked about this, but for me, going through puberty, uh, I didn't really hate my body. I haven't hated it until, I guess, the past 4 years. I've had really bad chest dysphoria, etc. But when I was going through puberty, I didn't really. The one thing I did was compare my body to women's bodies, like, or girls, obviously. I was 12, 13, and I would look at their bodies and be like, okay, that's not what I have at all. And I'd look at myself and I'd be like, no. And then look at boys and I'd be like, that is what I have. And I was really proud of the masculine qualities that I had in my body just naturally. And so there was less self-hate and more like self-pride for being so masculine. And that's kind of how my gender journey has gone for me. It's like, I don't have this thing where I look at my pants and hate my genitalia that's there. It's completely useful, like, it's fine. I just want to exaggerate all the masculine qualities I have, so, down there, or my muscles, or my physical structure, I just want to exaggerate that so that I actually appear male, because I already have hints of it. And it's like, so, yeah, that's like my gender transformation. And what's weird is that, the pronouns and everything, I just didn't quite change and everything. I don't know. So I'm getting there. My dad's actually cooler than I thought he was about the whole thing. He wasn't going to any of the meetings my mom was going to, but I realized the other day we had a talk, and he said it was just because he didn't feel like he had to, because they were kind of for her. She was going to have a harder time with it. So, yeah. And he's kind of coming to terms with, like, his biggest problem with my transition was that he would no longer have a son and a daughter, which he was really proud of. He would have 2 sons, and I think he said he's coming to terms with that. So, yes. The biggest thing right now is going to Paris and having to deal next fall with using my birth name and birth gender on my application. It came from college. It's also got my social security and everything on there. And we're going to be talking in French. We have a host family, so it's really difficult for me to say, hey, can you change everything on here, and can I explain how that I'm a transsexual if I can't, like, even speak French? It's going to be really difficult. So, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be out in France, and yeah. Other than that, I was really down the past 2 weeks, but now everything's gotten a bit better. So, yeah, I'll make an update soon. Hopefully this uploads. This was a horrible video. I really want to talk more about puberty and what it was like going through that, and dysphoria and everything. So,